la boîte est à Berkeley.
Mais elle a été formée en France?
Elle a été fondée ici en Californie par un Français qui a une boîte aux États-Unis en France.
Ah d'accord.
Et donc il a fondé la boîte en France, il est venu ici il y a 15 ans et il s'est dit bon bah je vais faire la même chose aux États-Unis.
Ah d'accord. C'est cher?
C'est cher, c'est abordable.
C'est abordable.
San Francisco, donc.
Oui, oui. Non mais c'est vendu où?
C'est vendu à Whole Foods, Safeway, Target, sur la table, Berkeley Ball.
Ah
je
bon,
crois qu'il y a le Rainbow Grocery.
Ça s'appelle LaTourangelle.
Oui.
Ok, merci.
About the position, what that looks like.
And now it's better. Parce que
si vous parlez français,
tout le monde comprend.
Là, à partir de là, c'est un jardin sur 2-3 rues, jusqu'au pied du pont.
Ah ouais. C'est beau. Ah bon.
C'est pas mal. C'est plus agréable de déjeuner sur le front de mer que de déjeuner dans le bureau.
Le Farmers Market.
If you can come, we're going to start the panel. You can come forward. There's space everywhere. Welcome to the first French-American Career Fair. This is the ever first edition, so thank you everybody for being here tonight. First of all, I want to thank our host, DocuSign, for hosting us. As you see, the space is pretty amazing. They're always here to support, and it's really a great pleasure to organize this here at DocuSign. So we'll introduce after DocuSign with Brent, one of our panelists. For now, I want to thank all the companies that are exhibiting tonight. Thank you for taking the time. I think it's really, a great experience for the candidates and a great opportunity for them to network with you because you are in the heart of the company, you know what's happening and you know how it works. So I think it really means a lot for the French-American community and for job seekers. So thank you very much for taking the time to being here, to have booths, to explain what you do and to introduce yourselves. And I hope we can do a second edition soon. So thank you to Alten Calsoftlabs. Thank you to Atelier Emmanuel. Emmanuel is here, he's the founder of the company. Thank you to CiTF, Innovative Automation Solution Provider. Thank you to DaCast. Thank you to DocuSign because they're exhibiting as well, of course, and for their space. Thank you to Efba, the only, I think, non-profit here tonight representing the non-profit industry. So Gabriel is the founder and the CEO here, and the president. Thank you to Genesys for joining us as well. To Infotech sourcing, and Brad Miller is the founder and the CEO, and he's going to be our moderator tonight. To LaTourangelle as well. Thank you. Planisware, get innovation to market. I'm going to tell a little bit more about Planisware because our president is the CEO of Planisware, so I'm going to tell you who we are after. Thank you to Turo in the automotive industry, and to Wine Jobs and Jack, who is over there, for representing the wine industry with CiTF. Yeah, because we represent everybody. So just a few words on the French-American Chamber of Commerce. So I'm Laurence Fabre, I'm the director of the chamber. We are a non-profit organization, so we are not governmental. This is important to know. We're a member-driven organization, so we work with all the companies that are member. And so all of you, all the exhibitors here are members, so thank you for supporting us, because it's because and thank to you that we are here and that we can do these activities and organize this type of events, which is, I think, really important for the community, so thank you again. So what we do really quickly, so we foster and engage the French-American business community, so we do a lot of events during the year, the career fair, but we are also tomorrow launching La Soirée, the gastronomy and wine show, which is going to be a big party. And this year is going to be couture garden parties. Be prepared at the SF Design Center, it's going to be pretty awesome, I think. And then we do a lot of events in the wine industry, in the tech industry, in the lifestyle industry. So you can take a look at our website. We have a calendar of everything. And if you want to join us, if you want to participate, either as a public or as a member, you're always welcome. We welcome everybody. And then we have, so we help French companies to set up their activities here and come to the US. So recruiting is one of the main, concern of the companies, the French-American companies here. So the idea of the career fair came from that, and because each time I meet CEOs, they tell me that they have problem in retaining talents or recruiting, or because Google and Facebook are hiring people for amazing compensation, so they cannot fight. And so we wanted to help them as well, to give them visibility, to make them meet awesome candidates who you are. And so we have a recruitment center online, so you can take a look. So we have a job board where if you are companies, you can send us your job offer. And we have a candidate board. So we are not recruiters, because we know it's very difficult to be a recruiter, but we really try to give visibility to both parts and to give more chance to people to meet and interact. That's what we do, and we have other corporate services, so Visa, we do trade missions for companies, we do marketing and communication for our members, we have offices that we rent, we're in Union Square if you want to stop by. Tomorrow morning we have a networking cafe if you want to come. Coffee is always good with croissant. So we have many activities. We're 5-6 people in the team, so here you have Jules, Axel, we have Caroline, one of our volunteers, and JB, who must be there, one of our event managers is not here tonight. But thank you to the team, because they work hard. We're a non-profit, so they do amazing with us. Thank you to you. So now I'm going to introduce the panelists tonight. We have the pleasure of welcoming Michelle Lim, who is Human Resources Manager at Planisware. So they're going to introduce each other right after. Then we have Brent McLean, Senior Director of Recruiting at DocuSign in the sales industry. And our amazing moderator, Brad Miller, who is the founder and CEO of Infotech Sourcing. So Brad has been working with a lot of different companies in the tech industry and all kinds of industries anyway. So he knows a lot about the job market here. So we felt that he would be a great moderator tonight. So I want to emphasize on the fact that even if we're French, ask questions, participate. I mean, tonight is for you. It's for you to have access to people that can give you, direct advice from the HR departments, which is a great opportunity. It's not just advice like this, it's really from the heart of the company and of the HR department. So really ask all the questions, and I think that no question is silly tonight. Even when the French and the US culture are very different when you do seek jobs. So you really don't hesitate. And thank you again, and see you after further networking. Thank you, Brett.
Wonderful.
Thank you. So as mentioned, my name is Brett Miller. I'm with Infotech Sourcing, and I have the distinct pleasure of being your moderator this evening. Without further ado, I think we'd like to just shift our discussion and move it over to our panelists. So with that, I'd like to introduce to you our two very highly experienced, skilled, and knowledgeable panelists, and I have the honor of introducing to you on my immediate left, Michelle Lim, who is currently an HR manager at Planisware, and she manages all the onboarding and employee benefits. And Michelle has held several director and HR manager roles at various companies like Arium Pro and CSS Global Tech. Prior to that, Michelle was a graduate at the University of Irvine with a degree in management. And our next panelist, we have Brent McLean, who is currently a senior director for DocuSign. And on top of that, he actually focuses on the sales and recruiting division for them. Previously, Brent was a senior manager in recruiting at Salesforce for 5 years, is that correct? And prior to that, Brent held several roles in recruiting on the agency side. And he graduated with a BS in Management and Operations from Chico State. Is that correct? That is correct. Wonderful. So, as LaTourangelle had mentioned, our goal and objective for this evening is to get you guys prepared on several different fronts. And so we wanted to really arm you. Our objective this evening is to arm you with the right skills that we can to ensure that your resumes are in line, your interview skills are in place, and you're doing everything you can to increase the odds of finding that right next career fit and the next job. So with that, I know we're all familiar with the current job market across the nation and all the components of unemployment being at several year lows. And on top of that, the Bay Area is even has lower numbers than across the nation. It's a hyper-competitive marketplace. There's a lot of challenge. And I think our company is working 171 openings for our clients just this quarter alone. So with that, we wanted just to shift it over to a few different generalized areas that we've heard, and LaTourangelle had mentioned several times. What is, or what does it take to really have a resume that stands out? How can you differentiate yourself on paper, and what do you see from a hiring manager perspective, internal inside an organization? What is important to you as you look at a resume within the first 10 to 15 seconds? Michelle, you want to start us out?
Thanks. I think for me, it shows in a resume if the candidate had actually researched about our company. So for me, it stands out that if your resume is tailored to the skill set, your skill set, and what the company is looking for. It's very easy to spot if the resumes are copy-paste or it's the same resume that you've been sending 100 times to different employers. So it stands out to me if you give enough time to actually tailor and personalize it based on whatever position you're applying for. So that stands out, I think, the best, because we just, we have so many templates out there, and just like with little thought that comes into it, it's so obvious. So for us, that you actually took your time to research about our company and the job description, and then I think you can create a better resume, because you'd have to highlight the skills that are important for that particular job.
Okay, very good. Brent, do you have a thought on that?
That's a great answer. Michelle, I would say things that stand out to me about good resumes, just the simple basic, like very concise, right? You gotta be concise and clean, get to the point quickly. But I think the biggest thing that stands out about great resumes are highlighting your accomplishments, right? I think a lot of people get a little wordy in describing what their role is, and that's really for an interview, for someone to kind of dive in and understand the core responsibilities that you've held. In the resume, ideally on one page, you really want to highlight what you've done. What have you accomplished? What have you brought to the organizations that you've worked at previously?
And what do you both think about tailoring a specific resume or CV to a job description and highlighting certain areas for a specific role?
I guess for me, because there's a lot of applicants, right? So unfortunately, we don't get to spend as much time per resume, so that's why we want that your resume stands out. So that's where tailoring your resume will be really important. So for example, if it's a technical position and we're looking for a particular skill set, we don't want to see like a 2-page resume, very detailed. Like he said, it should be concise. You should highlight that, okay, you know what, this job description requires this skill. So you make sure that probably on a professional summary, that will be good too, because that's like the headline of your resume on top. So it just, like your accomplishment and what you're good at. So that would be really good.
Yeah. Remind me your name?
Yeah.
What question did you ask me at the booth?
How can I be sure that my resume doesn't get stuck into the applicant tracking system and some human being read it?
So he asked me, how can I be sure that my resume doesn't get stuck in the applicant tracking system, the dark hole of resumes? And then he asked me if we review every resume. And we do, absolutely. We have to. We ran some numbers on an opening that we have at DocuSign, customer success management opening. And we've got this position posted